What is going on, everybody? It's the Frost, and we're here for the Monday Night Raw review. This short review is going to be shorter than usual because this show was an abomination. This show was so bad, they ended the show with the divorce court segment. I cut that out. I didn't watch that. I didn't want to see it. Basically, what happened in divorce court? Rusev, Lana came out. They talked bullshit. Lana accused him of cheating and being a sex addict. Bobby Lashley came out. They brawled. Lana blowed him with a kendo stick. Bobby Lashley blowed him with his arm. And the show ended with Lana and Bobby Lashley making out over Rusev. There, done. Saved you about 10 minutes. Now the show opened with Paige making her triumphant return. We have not seen Paige in months because of neck surgery. Her neck is really bad, so they really need to go in there and get some surgery done. She had that done about 2 or 3 months ago. She came back. She introduced the women's tag team champions. They are definitely heel. They come down to the ring. She talks for them. Asuka takes the mic, says some words in Japanese. Paige takes it back. Kairi Sane takes the mic, which, by the way, Kairi Sane is wearing black and gold now instead of her usual yellow, white. But she takes the mic. She says some things. Paige and her fumble with it a little bit. Paige picks it back up. Green mist from Asuka. That is the end of the partnership between Kairi Sane, Asuka, and Paige. Good stuff. Becky Lynch comes out to save the day. She has fights with Miss Kairi Sane. Excellent match. Excellent match. This was actually fucking great. Lynch gets to disarm her, but Sane fights on her off. Match comes to an end with Sane goes to the top for the elbow, but Lynch cuts her off with some strikes. Lynch climbs up, but a headbutt knocks her upside down. Lynch breaks free and launches Sane to the mat. More back and forth. Becky ends up dropping Asuka at ringside. She goes back for the ring, but Sane drops her with a big back fist for another close 2 count. Sane screams out in frustration as she can. Lynch ends up pulling Sane into disarm her. And the referee botched the way the tap out looked because she had to disarm her, and Kairi Sane's putting her rotating her arm back and forth. It's hitting the mat, but it's not a simple tap out. She's trying to reposition herself, and then she taps out. It was a hell of a match. These two, I want to see more of this, not just every single goddamn week. How about we keep that away from this? After the match, Becky Lynch music hits. Taunts Kairi Sane while she's down on her as her music plays. She kicks Sane a bit as Asuka comes to her aid. Lynch continues her celebration. We show the restaurant incident, which I don't give a shit about. We're not going to talk about that much at all. And then Ricochet versus Drew McIntyre with Ric Flair and Hulk Hogan at ringside. And Eric Rowan versus Seth Rollins in a Falls Count Anywhere match. R-Truth versus Buddy Murphy. Why did this match happen? Why did Buddy Murphy, they had a chance with Buddy Murphy to do something that everyone's talking about how Humberto Carrillo last week looked like a megastar, a superstar going up against Seth Rollins. We come into this week and he looked, and it's they had the same opportunity to do the same thing with Buddy Murphy. Excellent match against Roman Reigns. Excellent match against Daniel Bryan. Excellent match against Ali. 3 weeks in a row and then he disappeared. So he came up, and I think he had a match last week, which was a nothing match. This week, he faces R-Truth. R-Truth is embroiled in this whole 24/7 garbage. Well, they're having a match. The match is doing what it was. And then all of a sudden, the Singh brothers and the 24/7 jobbers come running around in a fucking circle around the fucking ring. R-Truth decides, I'm going to get my 24/7 title back, and continues to run with them until the ref gets to 7. Buddy Murphy knees him in the face. 1, 2, 3. Buddy Murphy, a guy who is great, is a great fucking wrestler, gave you 3 excellent matches week after week after week for 3 weeks in a row, has to have help from the 24/7 Goon Squad. I was fearing that with the 24/7 championship going around that they were going to have one of the Singh brother come in, Sunil, come in, eat a knee, get pin 1, 2, 3, and Buddy Murphy would have won the title only to get rolled up by R-Truth. That did not happen. Buddy Murphy wins, of course. Nothing special there. We see another Authors of Pain vignettes. Can we please get these guys in the ring? Can they please attack the Viking Raiders or whatever the fuck they're going to do? This is going on for way too long. Give me some action with the Authors of Pain. Both of them are cleared. I could understand if one of them was nursing an injury still and they didn't want to use them yet because if they wanted to keep them in your mind. Hey, when this one guy from the Authors of Pain gets healthy, these guys are gonna destroy everybody. But they were absolutely cleared to wrestle. Have them. The Viking Raiders win a fucking squash match later. You could have had Akam Razor come out and just wreck the Viking Raiders and set up a match for later down the line. That would have been great to do, but no, they didn't do that. Street Profits come out, Montez Ford, Angelo Dawkins, they hit the crowd to celebrate with the fans on the way to the ring. I'm like, oh, we're going to have a match with them. That's okay, I guess. No, they take the match, they take the mics in the ring, they talk about making their debuts in the main event last week with Kevin Owens. Dawkins says, anyone who wants to throw down with the Street Profits like the OC did, you've done messed up. Ford says they want all the smoke, and fans start chanting that, and they just start saying, we want the smoke, we want the smoke. These guys are over as fuck. These guys are guys that can sit there and give you a great tag team division. They could be the leaders. They're not going to beat the Viking Raiders, but they could do something with this team. They were fucking over in St. Louis. They had one of the best reactions in the entire show. St. Louis was dead until the match with Ricochet and Drew McIntyre, which is coming up here in a second, the finish of that. This was like the only legitimate time outside of Becky Lynch and what happened in the next match that the crowd actually seemed to give a shit. But yes, I want to see these guys go out there and be a top tag team in the line of what WWE thinks of the New Day, and I don't mean the comedy part, the great wrestler part. This is not the last time you saw the Street Profits on this episode. Ricochet versus Drew McIntyre again. Nothing much different than what you saw last week, but the ending was fucking fantastic. You have, let me see here. Ricochet goes up for the 630. He goes up for the 630, lands on his feet, tumbles around, rolls like he does, turns around, goes for something while Drew McIntyre's in the corner. All of a sudden, bam! RKO out of nowhere. And the sell job by Ricochet was fucking fantastic. The way he took the RKO, head going completely into the mat, absolutely looked brutal. After the match, fans boo, but most chant for Orton. Orton is hyped now as he greets Drew and they shake hands. Flair joins him and tosses Ricochet out of the ring and taunt Hogan. Orton's music hits, and you heard, without a mic, you heard Drew McIntyre. He pointed at Hogan and said, "You are screwed." And that was fucking fantastic. These guys give you a great match every single time, but unfortunately, we've seen it so many times, and I don't want to see it again for a very long time unless it means something. Hyping up a show that almost nobody's going to fucking see is just not worth it. OC stopping with the Clario backstage, which this was really awkward because we pan to backstage, we flip to backstage, and you have the OC and Humberto Clario just standing there for about 120 to 140 seconds, just waiting for their cue to start talking. It's like, what the fuck was this? But they make long story short, Humberto Carrillo faced that Seth Rollins last week. AJ said, well, if you want to test yourself against the real champ, you picked the wrong guy. How about testing yourself against me this week? So that is going to be your main event match. And if you turned off Monday Night Raw after this match was over later in the night, I don't blame you. Viking Raiders versus Rizzo and Bryant. If you don't get the reference without even knowing what they were called, then I don't know what to tell you. They were dressed up and named the Chicago Cubs. Why? I guess St. Louis Cardinals and Chicago Cubs are rivals. I don't fucking follow baseball, so I couldn't tell you. These are your Raw Tag Team champions. And you continue to have them face jobbers. I mean, you had him go up against Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder last week. This week, Rizzo and Bryan. Really? You couldn't find any other... You could have put the fucking Singh brothers in there at least. Give us named tag teams to go up against these guys. Having them go up against jobbers mean nothing. Who the fuck you think won? Viking Raiders. Sin Cara versus Andrade again? But this time Sin Cara introduces a masked woman named Catalina. She's fired up. We go to the arena, and Catalina leaps off the apron first, but she holds the rope down. He makes his entrance. Hell of a match between these guys as usual, but the match ended like this. Vega's up on the apron. She's trying to distract the referee. Catalina ends up bringing Vega down, but she goes for a Hurricane Rana on Catalina. Catalina catches her and swings her into the barricade. In the ring, Sin Cara is with dumb babyface syndrome, paying attention to what Catalina and Vega are doing, and just lets Andrade roll him up. Andrade gets his feet on the ropes. 1, 2, 3. Andrade wins again. Sin Cara gets help in the form of Catalina, and she wasn't helpful enough to help him win. Wow. Apparently she's a part of NXT. She had a couple matches in NXT and was in the latest tryout, so that's a hell of a quick turnaround to be in NXT for a hot minute and now on Monday Night Raw as a valet for Sin Cara. I fully expect there to be another match between these two next week because they ended the match in a dirty finish again. It wouldn't surprise me if it's Andrade and Vega versus Sin Cara and Catalina in the near future. And then Charlotte Flair and Natalya are walking together backstage. They are to be in action next. Two guesses who they're going up against. If you said the Moronics, Peyton Royce and Billie Kay, you are absolutely correct. What the fuck was this? So, this is your way to keep Charlotte Flair out of the women's title picture by putting her with Natalya. Now, why? Why are these two teaming? What do these two have in common other than, like, the Hearts and the Flairs? Even though the Hearts and the Flairs are bitter rivals. I remember NXT TakeOver, the original NXT TakeOver, it was Charlotte versus Natalya. Ric Flair in Charlotte's corner, Bret Hart in Natalya's corner. And now we have them teaming up for what reason? I couldn't fucking tell you. They win with as Natalya puts, who is it? Billie Kay into the sharpshooter. Peyton Royce tries to interfere, but Flair intercepts her and takes her out with a spear. Kay taps out. Natalya and Charlotte win. Are they going to be challenging for the tag team titles after Tegan Nox and Dakota Kai win them? I don't have a clue. I don't get this. I don't get this at all. Charlie Cruz is backstage with Seth Rollins. Rollins talks about accepting tonight's Falls Count Anywhere match because he fights it. It's what he does. He goes on and says he knows Bray Wyatt will take it to another level on Thursday at Crown Jewel because he took it to another level when he burned down the Firefly Funhouse. He said, "I'm not stupid. I knew the Firefly Funhouse was going to be rebuilt." And he goes on about The Fiend and Wyatt, but he's ready for Crown Jewel. And then we get to this match, and I'm like, why is this not the main event? We are at the beginning of 10 o'clock. Why is this match going on right now? And I'm thinking, oh my god, they're going to end this show with Rusev, Lana, and Bobby Lashley. Are you kidding me? The Universal Champion, which is the Raw's World Championship, is not main eventing the show, even though we know it's not a title match. Why the fuck is this match going on right now? This match went all over the place, to the concourse, to the backstage, to in the ring, to out of the ring. How do you think this match would have ended? Would it be a stomp in the ring, 1, 2, 3? No. Would it be a stomp or a power slam or something through the announce table? No. How about they rip off Great Mankind versus The Rock at, Sunday Halftime Heat in 1999? Ding, 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 we have a winner. They did the forklift, dropping the forklift pallet onto Rowan. He stands on top, and he gets the pinfall. And then, the cherry on top of this shit Sunday. I don't know if it was Vic Joseph or Dion Madden or Jerry Lawler, but somebody said, I have never seen anybody win a match using a forklift. Really? I hope the fuck it wasn't Jerry the King Lawler because you were there calling that match, I'm pretty sure. And Vic Joseph and Dio Madden talk about being longtime WWE fans. And yet you never seen this finish before? Give me a fucking break. That is disrespecting. That is twice in a fucking month that Seth Rollins is part of disrespecting the work of Mankind or of Mick Foley. Give me a break. Bobby Lashley offers to go out there with Lana, but says she needs to do it on her own. I don't care. Another promo from Aleister Black talks about how Madness is doing the same thing over and expecting a different outcome. Gee, Aleister, you either talking about Vince McMahon, you talking about Monday Night Raw, or you talking about WWE on a whole, because this entire thing has been madness, or idiotic, or insane, whatever the fucking thing you want to say. That felt more of him saying, yeah, having me go in here, cut a fucking promo again and again and again in the same fucking tone is madness. Remember there was a time when Aleister Black didn't say a goddamn word, just went in there, hit his, wrestled a match, hit the black mass, and never said a fucking word. Now the guy, and then when he did say a word, it actually fucking mattered. Now the guy speaks and nobody cares. The announcers go the Crown Jewel card, and then we have Humberto Carrillo versus AJ Styles. Can I ask why first Seth Rollins, now AJ, want to have Humberto Carrillo prove himself against them? Why? What does this do? You had him lose last week, and you had him lose this week, and the guy's not getting over. Someone was like, "Oh, he's a superstar. He was made in one night." First and foremost, nobody is ever made in one night. I don't care who the fuck you are. Hulk Hogan was not made from that one night. He was already a star in AWA. They just took that star that he had and made it a lot bigger. Humberto Carrillo is not going to be made having matches that don't mean a damn thing. He loses to the Calf Crusher it was a good match, but nobody's going to remember it. St. Louis, well, here's the thing. St. Louis was a dead as fuck crowd. I don't know, like I said, outside of the RKO out of nowhere, Becky Lynch and the Street Profits, this crowd did not give a shit about anything on this show. So, I don't know what to tell you, but this show was just an abomination. This show fucking sucked. I don't know what else to say, but this show was terrible. After the match, the OC stand taller as the music hits. They talk things over at ringside. AJ says, "I'm going to go shake his hand." He enters the ring to shake with AJ's hand, with hands with Carrillo. Before Carrillo could get the handshake going, AJ pulled his hand back. Hey, ha, gotcha. AJ comes back and decks Carrillo after Carrillo hits him. He hits him in the leg. Styles clash. Are you kidding me? This guy looks like a superstar, huh? He lost last week. He Seth Rollins shook hands, and that was booed out of the building. He loses tonight. Then he ends up eating a Styles clash. The guy looks like a fucking geek. The OC surrounds Carrillo in the ring, but the music hits, and out come the Street Profits. They unload on Gallows and Anderson, clearing the ring. The Street Profits help Carrillo to his feet as his music hits. The OC talk trash as the two sides stare each other down from the ring. And that was all the Monday Night Raw that I gave a fuck about. Monday Night Raw just did not... It's laziness. It just feels... If you didn't see this show, you didn't miss anything important. They're building towards Crown Jewel, which is on Thursday. After that, we got to start building towards Survivor Series. My question is, are we going to see attacks like we've seen in the past? I know Fox and USA are two different rival companies. Fox doesn't want people from Raw on SmackDown, people from SmackDown on Raw. But will we see the blindside attacks on SmackDown? Will Raw invade as we get closer to SmackDown? And we'll have the brand warfare thing, even though you can't go and say, oh, well, Survivor Series, the only time of the year that Raw and SmackDown go head-to-head because we saw it all summer long. But hit that subscribe button, comment down below, like or dislike this video. Find me on Twitter at The Franz Club. Find me on twitch.tv/The Franz Club. Go over to my YouTube, my gaming YouTube channel, as I started the Curse of Osiris in Destiny 2. I know, I'm late to the party, but I just got Destiny 2 new late like last month, and I'm getting into Curse of Osiris. I did Warmind without thinking. Not Warmind, but I did the Red War without thinking about filming it or taping it. So that one's not going to be on YouTube. But I'll see you guys tomorrow, Wednesday for AEW, Thursday for NXT, and Friday for SmackDown. Until then, my name is Franz, and I'll see you guys later.